Recorded Books presents You Gotta Meet Mr. Pierce, The Storied Life of Folk Artist Elijah Pierce by Chiquita Mullins-Lee and Carmella Van Vleet. Illustrated by Jennifer Mack Watkins. Read by Preston Butler III. To Jeff Nelson, who gifted me Pierce's story. Ursel White Lewis, who gifted the Columbus Gallery with Pierce's carvings. Betty Stull and Mimi Schenfeld, who gifted Pierce, then me, friendship. Carmella, for the journey. And my mother Dorothy, who gifted me love of books and faith in God. Chiquita Mullins-Lee. For my mom, who introduced me to art. And for Chiquita, who introduced me to Elijah. Carmella Van Vleet. For Essence, Caden, Curtis, Nana, my father, brothers, friends, and family, supporters, and all the dreamers in the world. Jennifer Mack Watkins. Creak! The screen door announces as Dad and I walk into Elijah Pierce's barbershop. You gotta meet Mr. Pierce, Dad says. Wood carvings, they're everywhere, and laughter. Razors and roaring laughter. Scissors and stories, tonics and tunes on the radio. The barbershop on East Long Street is the place to be. Have you heard the news? Mr. Pierce asks. While Dad and Mr. Pierce talk about who won the big game, I try to draw a picture. Nothing looks good enough. Mr. Pierce admires my new pencil set. My mother gave me these, I say. He tells me his daddy gave him a pocket knife when he was my age. His Uncle Louis taught him to carve. I thought a pocket knife was about the best thing I'd ever seen. Drape, snap. Comb, snip. Mr. Pierce asks me what I'm working on. A picture for my mom, I say. You know, I made a house for my mother with all the furniture. I'm confused, but he explains that he carved her a dollhouse. I bet she liked it, I say. I can't think of anything good to draw. Mr. Pierce studies my head, turns it left and right, up and down. Buzz, edge. When I was about 8 or 9, my dog and I would go down to the creek bank and fish and whittle. I'd pick a tree that had soft bark, maybe beech, and carve anything I could think of. Horses, dogs, and cows, anything that came to mind. I could see a picture that I liked, or a person would tell me a story. Sometimes I'd hear a song or go to church and hear a man preach a sermon, and I'd get me a piece of wood and start to carve it. Dust. Turning stories into art? I never thought of that, I say. Mr. Pierce laughs. I never dreamed that it'd ever amount to anything much, but I just like to do it. Spin. Everything I carve, I want it to tell some kind of story, Mr. Pierce says as he motions for me and Dad to follow him. Art. It's everywhere. Sculptures and walking sticks. Models and message signs. The gallery on East Long Street is something to see. Wow, you carved all of these? Mr. Pierce nods and grabs a hunk of wood from the box beside him. He studies the wood, turns it left and right, up and down. Hone, rough. A carving called The Place of My Birth catches my eye. Were you really born on a farm in a log cabin? Right out almost in the cotton field. My class went on a field trip to a farm once, I tell him. I love animals. Maybe I could try to draw one. Mr. Pierce points to a shelf full of animals. Boys used to come in the shop, say, Pierce, here's a horse. Here's a tiger. And they would bet me I couldn't carve it. So I'd do everything I could to carve it. Mr. Pierce carved people, too. Everyday people and famous people.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?